Gloria.
No.
Can't fuck you.
I don't know the words to that one.
No, I think anyone knows the words for that one.
No, not
Let's
that's not
get
it.
physical. I wanna get physical.
Johnny's like, what the fuck are you guys
Push it
doing?
to the limit.
Fuck it, do the intro.
Push it real good.
Alright, we got it.
Somebody will figure out that was the intro. Eventually.
VEGA,
They'll get it.
do the intro.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen across the world, boys and girls, fishes and birds. You are now here with the SooperFriends Podcast, the one, the only SooperFriends Podcast, where we talk everything from gaming to comic books to movies to TV shows to bakery goods to fast food and everything else that comes alongside being an incredible video gamer. Or Vigimo gamer. Or Vidya gamer.
Vigimo games.
Vidya gamer.
You damn kids, yo, Vigimo games. Back in my day, we had sticks.
You are here hosted by none other than myself, Mr. Super VEGA, alongside the ever fascinating, the ever amazing Mr. CHET.
I have a virtual pet corgi named Taco.
Birds and fishes, ladies and gentlemen, birds and fishes. And of course, the indestructible, the the uncrushable, the untouchable, Mr. L Sumo.
I hurt myself helping a friend move, and I pulled every muscle in my leg. So when he said indestructible, I couldn't stop laughing.
There's nothing you can do to prevent that. And we are going to set today off right. Ladies and gentlemen, today, September 10th, 2015, Pokemon Go
Pokemon Go.
was unveiled, coming to a smartphone near you in early 2016, an augmented reality version of Pokemon that you can play on your phone. All together, we catch Pokemon in our living, breathing world, and then use them to do battles, and then abandon the ones that you don't care for by trading.
No!
And then team up to crush Mewtwo in a battle that looks ridiculously unfair because there was like 1 million people in that commercial crushing Mewtwo.
Mewtwo's that powerful, though.
It just was not fair. It was not fair. There was a Charizard.
Look, man.
There was a Pikachu.
No.
It was bad.
I don't care if you remember the Mewtwo.
Mewtwo was overwhelmed.
If you remember the Mewtwo from the original game, who was level 80 while you're level 45, it was perfectly fair.
And you only got one shot?
Yeah, it was perfectly fair to have 1 million people versus that Mewtwo.
But I cannot. So I'm super excited about this game because a friend of mine put me onto geocaching, which is like when you go out and you look for random locations where people may or may not have put interesting things, and it just kind of pops up on your phone. And I found it really, really cool. But this is what geocaching was training me for.
Poke-caching, ladies and gentlemen.
Poke-caching.
Poke-catching.
Trademark, copyrighted of SooperFriends.
Hashtag poke-caching.
Hashtag poke training. So that is my epic news for the day, ladies and gentlemen.
I won't believe it until it's like it's in my hands in my living room. All this virtual reality stuff is really great looking in all the demos, but I want to see it myself. Don't you?
I do. I can't wait. I want to comfortably.
See,
so
show me that.
it may take my addiction away from Yu-Gi-Oh and onto Pokemon,
Which is good.
Which is great.
See, Chet's the type of person who wouldn't believe that someone's pregnant until the baby pops out.
Well, it's only
it's just a basketball.
It's only
Watch.
Oh, damn! For those listeners, VEGA just winded back like he was about to Superman punch the out of Chet.
For the record, I wouldn't know because I'd be too polite to ask if she was pregnant, because you're not allowed to ask if women are
Yeah,
pregnant
because they might just be a little pudgy.
They might just be fat.
Okay.
And there's no magic workaround for it either. Like,
No.
you can't be like, when do you do? Or, like, when's the last time you dieted? Like, none of those.
That's like no
those
smooth
work.
way to do it, you know?
Yeah, it's
Do you have a baby, or are you just overweight?
Damn, just go right out and say it. Just go right out and say it.
Oh, God.
Oh, jeez, that's a tough one.
Pickup line works every time, ladies and
Work
gentlemen.
every time. Every time.
So, I have Metal Gear news. Just a little bit. I won't go too far with the Metal
Hey
Gear.
man, you can talk all the Metal Gear you want. Just know that I have not touched. Although I joked about my addiction, I have not touched Yu-Gi-Oh since Metal Gear came out.
Well,
He has a problem.
Like,
well, you're not too far in though, and that's good though.
I'm not, because I'm being a savage and doing every side mission, and I'm doing them to the point where like I need to be able to complete every side mission without anyone knowing that I existed. Like, anyone. I don't want any single. Like, I don't even want to kill anybody in a side mission. I just want to go in. Like, I just want to crush those things.
Good
Plus,
luck.
Vegas sucks.
And I was pissed because I had reflex mode on. I didn't realize it. Like, I didn't realize. I thought I had turned it off. So
Why would you turn it off?
Because reflex mode is for. I'm not gonna use
Chickens?
that term.
Reflex mode is for baby back bitches.
Well, I just go on a murder spree
Reflex
every
mode
time at this
sucks.
point. So
Reflex mode. So it's like it takes away everything that is Metal Gear Solid in my opinion. Like when you play with reflex mode, like it even gives you enough time to turn around and shoot like 5 people that saw you. Like that's not Metal Gear Solid.
See,
Metal
no.
Gear Solid, that exclamation mark goes up and you run. And that is all.
See, for me, no. I screw the non-lethal stealth approach. Screw the murder spree. I am going more his route though, and I'm gonna find a cliff that overviews the whole town, and I'm gonna have a rifle, and I'm just gonna headshot everyone. And when they detect me, I'm just gonna run, and I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna be like pa pa pa. I'm gonna run away. I'm gonna go pa pa pa. I'm gonna run away and go pa pa pa. Everybody go die.
And once you have, you may not know this, but once you get quiet as a buddy, that's not a spoiler, everybody knows this. Once you get that,
Unless you were dumb enough to kill her.
The game does become very easy. She is one of the most overpowered companion characters you can have. And if you're a sniper too, you can go dual sniping on this, and all the fortresses and all the bases just might as well bend over, because you line up her on one side, you stand on the other time, sniper time, they're going down. Every single one.
Yeah, no one knows.
The only time you don't want to use her is when you might want to rescue a target instead of kill him, where you have the choice, because why won't give her a shit? She'll kill everyone. You have to.
No, I'm killing everyone.
You might want to consider rescuing
Yeah,
targets.
there are people you want to
sometimes.
rescue. Yeah.
There are targets where it's like you can kill or rescue.
Like real early in the
So
game.
can I kill everyone and then rescue the
Yeah,
target?
you
Yes,
can.
but
there are
if
also
you're with
other
Quiet-
characters. Oh yeah, and if you're with
Quiet
Quiet, I
might
guess
kill
she
your
murders
targets,
everyone.
yeah.
But if you're like, so when you go in on a rescue mission, you go in and you have a rescue target. But there are other people there who are also efficient that you could carry. So like each person you rescue carries a letter grade that ties them to like all their different stats. So you could go in to rescue like the main target. Like I did a mission, the mission where you rescue the linguist. Like I went in to rescue the linguist, who is necessary to translate like all the radio chatter. So
Literally. Oh my
Right.
goodness.
Right. So I went in. I finally got him. I rescued him. But then I also like took the 2 guys that was with him. I just went in. I was like, "You're going down. You're going down. You're both mine." And I took everybody that was there. One of them was actually a higher rated soldier than the linguist that I was going in for.
Oh yeah.
That happens all the time. So you like if you play it like the right way, you could end up with like a squad and just kill the guy you were supposed to rescue, or vice versa. Like who knows?
I'm me and wait, which one's quiet?
Then again, I don't mess around.
Bikini big titty chick.
Yeah.
It's just gonna be me and her fucking in the corner while I'm sniping somebody. That's all it's gonna be.
Yes.
It's literally all it's gonna be. I'm sorry.
So my other issue is like it's the same issue I had with Peace Walker. I don't care about the companions. I'm Snake. Fuck that. I don't need your help. I got this. I got this,
Sidebar
bro.
with that one.
Same issue I had with Ocelot telling me what to do when the game
Don't
first
tell me
started.
what to do.
Who the fuck are you to tell me what to do? I whooped your ass multiple times, Ocelot.
I whooped your ass.
Do it again.
I actually went the opposite route, because there's a point in the game where you can be not Snake.
Yeah.
And I've been doing that the entire game. I've just been playing as whoever I want. Anyone who's not Snake. Not because I don't like Snake. It's because I'm enjoying these other characters. You can play as some of the women you pick up. You can play as some of any recruit that ends up in there. You can move them to your mercenary group and have them fight. Some characters have increased skills. I recently recruited a woman who gets more reflex time. Oh yeah, more reflex.
More baby back bitch mode.
More baby back bitch mode.
So I have even more murder spree time with her. And then when I have Quiet as a buddy, yeah, there's no stopping it. But here's the problem now, is this news surfaced. Konami said, hey guys, there's a game corrupting bug.
All right.
We don't know what's really causing it, but just in case, do not take Quiet on missions 29 or 42. That's all they said so far. I don't know if they're really trying to help us or if they're just trolling because she's such a beast character and maybe just want us to have a hard time with it. But I'm gonna play it and it's gonna be the hardest level. I'm gonna be like, God damn it, Konami, you didn't let me play with my favorite character.
Damn it, Bronami.
I had to bring the dog. I mean, I like the dog, but the dog doesn't shoot people.
I was so excited when I got the puppy. Oh man, it was so adorable. It was weird that it only had one eye, but it was so cute.
It makes it even more cute. What are you talking about?
It's like a dog version of Snake. It's so adorable.
That's why you play with the dog as a puppy, like on the base, he'll run around and bark at you.
I've only gone back to the base once so far, because again, I don't care for the base.
He'll show up and
when I went back though, he came. He was like, "Oh my God, a puppy!" Like Snake reacted the same way that I would. It was awesome. He was like, "Yes, this is me." And then I was like, "You want us to keep him, boss? You want us to sink him all? I'll stab you right now."
Right? I will make you look like me.
Keep messing with me, bro.
His dog is worth.
He's like, "Fine, I'll train him."
His dog is worth more than you.
Yeah, he's like, "Fine." He's like, "Fine, I'll train him, and we'll call him Dee for Diamond Dog." And I was like, that's it. I like what you did there, Austin. I like what you did there. I can work with that.
Okay, I just read more about this story, and I think maybe they are trolling, because they updated about the bug, informing players that they can still safely use Quiet in these missions if they use the butterfly emblem throughout the mission or avoid raising the bond level with Quiet to max during the course of the mission. So if you already gone a ton of missions with her, you've probably already raised it to max or any other character. I don't see how does this happen? Why is it like that way? Maybe they are trying to be cool. Maybe there's a spoiler behind these two missions and they don't want you to ruin your save that way. I don't know.
Who knows?
It seems so specific. Like, hey, don't take this character on this quest or you might have a corrupted save. But again, it's specifically only if you quit during that mission, then try to load that save. That'll corrupt it. Everyone's reported if you play through the entire mission without quitting, then it will still be intact.
Ah.
I mean, just for safety, I probably won't take her anyway, or maybe I'll keep doing side ops until because I'm almost at mission 29, which I think it ends at 30 from what I've heard, but there's more missions after that. Like there's a ton of post.
It opens up. So chapter 1 ends at 30 or something. And then chapter 2 opens, which is why there's mission 40 or something.
But that's the effective ending of the story, right?
No,
30?
no. Chapter 2 is the ending of the story. So you have to play those other missions.
I've been lied to.
Yes, you have to play. And there was somebody I was reading comments online, and somebody was like, "Oh my God, I thought Metal Gear Solid was so short again. I thought we got shafted." And then it said chapter 2, and I was like,
and then it said chapter 2.
Yes.
You good?
This makes, now that I've finally gotten used to the mechanics, I actually do want to go back and play Ground Zeroes again, because Ground Zeroes, when I first played it, was really hard and kind of weird the way it was structured.
It was also because it was always nighttime.
Yeah, no, you can play in day after you get the bonus ops.
Yeah.
But even then, it's like, I should try this again now that I know how to play it, even though you don't have some of the cool toys like the Fulton extraction system. Not how that actually works in real life, by the way.
Oh my God.
So Vega texted me at 1 o'clock in the morning. Randomly, we had not talked all day, and he goes, "I ballooned my first goat. I feel satisfied." I was like, what?
Yo, so, alright, so here's a couple funny balloon stories before we get away from Metal Gear, right? So, I ballooned one guy, okay, he was knocked out. No, he was sleeping. I ballooned him, and I think he pissed himself, because, the shade of his pants, the color of his pants changed when I ballooned him.
I don't doubt
and he screamed. So, that was one thing. I tried to chalk it up to maybe it was just, my angle or whatever, but I like to watch them go up.
Yeah.
Because I think it's pretty funny when you watch them go up. Like they
Yeah,
go up slowly.
they do a float.
Yeah, they do a float.
They do like
and
a
then all of a
float.
sudden it's like, poof,
Yeah.
and it's just gone. Like, yo, where did he disappear?
Because they like
to?
suddenly lift off and then relax, then slowly float and then
Yep.
light speed.
So it's cool to see that effect. So that was my first funny story, right? Then it was with the dog. So with the puppy, like I was like, oh, you know, I already knew about the puppy in the sense like I knew you could acquire him.
Mm-hmm.
So as soon as he showed up, pulled out the tranquilizer, shot his ass, put him to sleep. Yes, yo, when you send him on the thing, he goes.
Oh my god, poor puppy.
Fuck. I thought I killed the puppy. I was like, fuck, oh, I'm not gonna get the puppy.
Oh.
Because he was already sleeping, and you figure, like, at that age, he's sleeping, like, he has that fragile body. Like, when he got shot up, the noise he made, yo, I thought he died. Like, I got
Oh,
emotional.
Johnny. Why?
And then the goat. Oh, man. So, I legit spent, like, 10 minutes chasing these goats around the field on the horse. And I kept missing the shot with the tranquilizer. So I was just getting aggravated and just, like, dipping and bobbing and weaving. And then finally, like, the goat went around a rock, and I went around the other side, and he came face to face, and he panicked, and I just shot him right in the face and went... he even, like, there wasn't even an animation in between.
He
like,
just killed.
the
If you
tranquilizer...
can't, you're listening to this audio only. He just made a
keel over effect.
gesture.
So, like, the tranquilizer, all I saw was the tranquilizer hit the goat in the face, and the goat just literally, like, it looked like I had tipped the
Flip
cow.
90 degrees.
It just dropped 90 degrees, like the game forgot to animate the motions in between. It just, like, standing goat, laying goat. That was all I had. So then, like, I shot the goat up, and it made that same, like, that ba noise, the same way the dog did, and it was hysterical. Like, I didn't care about the goat at all, so it was funny.
Is that why you felt satisfied?
That's why
you
I
had
texted
chased
you.
them around
I
forever.
had to tell somebody at that time, and Sabrina was already sleeping, so I was just like, Stavel's gonna learn about the goat. so that's what happened. And then I thought you could do it with the bird, because I thought it was kind of ironic that the bird was flying and I could fold on him, but you can't. You shoot a bird out the sky, or I didn't shoot him out the sky. He was like sitting on something. I shot him, and I just picked it up. I don't know where it disappeared to. It's probably like in my like items list going
Up your
bad,
butt.
rotting or something. But
That's where all hidden inventory goes.
Up your butt.
games, up your butt.
That's the new technology. That's a warp gate into an interdimensional space. It's up your butt.
Butt space, as we
Butt
call it.
space.
I snuck the cigarettes in my stomach.
Yo!
Until you gave me suppress my stomach acids. You played Metal Gear 1, right? Oh, you guys haven't played Metal Gear 1,
No,
so
I
you don't
haven't
know
played
that.
Metal Gear.
Oh, that's a reference to Snake. So Snake has a smoking addiction, and they prevent him from bringing his cigarettes on the mission in Metal Gear 1. And he sneaks them into the mission by putting them in his, like, he eats them.
He swallows
and
them.
Yeah, the shot she gave him suppressed his stomach acid, so he craps them back out. And she's like, yeah, and he's like, I smuggled in my smoke too, Doc.
Yo! Just smoking his shit cig.
Yeah.
Smoking his shig.
No fucks given.
Yo, Snake has no chill.
No chill.
So,
No
a
chill.
little bit of trivia then. The Fulton extraction system, as it's also called Skyhook. Have you seen, we've all seen, The Dark Knight? Remember
Yes.
how Batman gets out of, where was he? Japan? China?
What?
Where he was there to
When he
get
snuck into the building.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, remember how he leaves? You know, you hear the plane going by, and then he gets hooked, and then he gets taken away? That's how that system actually is supposed to work. It's just a hook system that's supposed to extract someone out of an area that
Ah.
way. There are no balloons involved. They wanted to do it by balloon, but it never made it off the production floor. That never got used, but that was an actual how it's supposed to have been used.
Huh.
I didn't do enough research because here at SooperFriends, #only the facts, made sure to know the optimum amount of Wikipedia reading, like a paragraph or two before going, yep, that's enough. Okay.
First paragraph. All right, I know everything I need to know about
Pretty
this.
much, yep.
But it was used in The Dark Knight, so
That's pretty cool.
that's how it actually works, allegedly.
What else do we got going on this week?
We got a few things going on.
So I'll let you take the floor on this one because mine
Well,
pretty
yeah, mine's not that cool. There's a small amount of Disney property news that's been drip feeding out over the past few hours / days. First announcement, Star Wars Episode 8 starts filming this month. So I guess that's good news because they're
I
really
thought that was coming
they're
out
really
this year.
No.
7's supposed to be. Let's get someone on this on the phone.
Next week.
L, phone time. Find out when Episode 7 comes out while I read
that this year?
I thought it was early next year.
I thought it was this year because that's why people were getting excited.
Yeah,
You
I
know
thought
the
it was
sad
supposed
part?
to
They
be,
just put episode 7 and it's gonna find Star Wars.
Okay, yeah. So this year,
Yeah.
I think Rogue One is supposed to be in the works in 2016. For those who don't know what that is, that's
December 18th, 2015.
there we are.
Look at
It
that.
is this
They're
year.
supposed to be working on Rogue One. That's going to be another.
It's
That's
like
a Star Wars
tie-out,
spin-off, yeah.
Spin-off.
And that's going to be Ryan Johnson's going to direct Episode 8. That's about it right now, though. I mean, they can't say much else about that except to get people more hype. It's like, hey, get hype, more Star Wars. Everything Star Wars. Got a Star Wars theme park. We got Star Wars merchandise. We got a show. Enjoy. Bask in the
Sphero, the Sphero BB-8 Star Wars thing.
Oh.
That shit looks cool. A friend of mine from
Got Battlefront.
Yep.
This
They got a lot of Star Wars based stuff going on.
starting at the end of this year and moving on, I think it's going to just be a great time to be a Star Wars fan.
Good thing
Yeah.
I don't like Star Wars. I will find a way to market off to profit off of this, though. I will find a way to profit off of Star Wars.
I hear nothing but good, which is a good sign, I think.
We have another announcement. Netflix has announced their next Marvel series, Jessica Jones. Got a teaser recently. Not much to go on based on the teaser, I believe. Let me just read this real quick. Yes, Kristen Ritter is going to be Jessica Jones. She was in, I'm doing this off the top of my head, don't kill me. She was in Breaking Bad as a character in season 2. She was in a handful of movies, and she's the star of a show, but I forgot the name of the show. Anyone?
Yeah, I
don't even know what you're talking about. I'm not even gonna try to look it up.
Yeah, she's good.
Don't even. You know what? The Jessica Jones thing is not super interesting to me because it's never a comic book character that I knew about.
Yeah.
So I will try to. I'll watch the show as a TV show and try to connect to it, versus watching it as a comic book show and knowing what I'm getting into.
Yeah, I mean, it's just nice to walk into it. Daredevil was pretty good. We have reason to believe this will be pretty
but
good.
it had its
Daredevil
slow
was
moments.
padded a lot.
It had its slow moments. They needed more bad guys.
That
and
entire
there were so many bad
episode,
guys in that series.
The episode Murdoch versus. Why am I blanking on every title and proper name so far? Episode where he's fighting with his buddy. And that's the entire episode.
Oh,
Murdoch v. Nelson.
Yeah.
Murdoch v. Nelson.
Yep.
And that entire episode just going, were you pretending to be my
You lied
friend
to
all
me.
along?"
You pretended to
Yeah,
be that.
Get over it.
That was a poorly written episode, in my opinion.
That could have been done very well, but yeah, no. Speaking of like,
Hold on. I'm just going to retract my own statement and get back to the Jessica Jones news. What is exciting also about this was the villain. People are really excited about this one. The villain is going to be played by David Tennant,
okay,
which a lot of people are excited for.
Who that?
Of course, Megan doesn't know. David Tennant was the 10th Doctor on BBC's
Doctor Who.
fantastically popular series Doctor Who. And
Alright, so this show is slowly
many
losing my
fans-
interest.
yeah, a little bit.
Don't care
he
enough.
could, whatever. He's gonna be a good villain. He's been villains before. He's a
Is he
he
British?
was a no-name villain in
He's British, right?
in Harry Potter. Yes, I know Harry Potter fans. He does have a name, but his part was very reduced in the films.
Is he British?
Yes.
Yeah.
No. Well, you don't want to say British to people who are actually Scottish, because then they'll start a fight with you.
Scottish.
Probably.
Scottish.
Alright, so
I don't know the difference between the accents. There's Scottish, there's North, which is not Scottish but sounds Scottish. There's English. There's I don't want to get in the fight.
We're not gonna go down. We're not gonna go down.
It's like trying to divide the Southerners by their accent.
Finally, just a very small piece of final Marvel news. We already know Benedict Cumberbatch has been cast as Doctor Strange.
Correct.
He's
they-
Another
I think
former
it's gonna
Doctor
be
Who
amazing.
character, right?
No.
No.
No, he's
Sherlock.
a BBC star though.
Yeah.
He was on Sherlock.
He was Sherlock. He was in
that's
Star
what I was
Trek.
thinking.
He was in Star Trek.
I saw
as
Sherlock,
Khan.
and Sherlock was awesome.
He was in a few other movies.
Isn't
Imitation
he
Game.
also? Correct me if I'm wrong. No, he was replaced in Quantum Break by the guy from The Following.
I didn't know that.
Yes, Quantum Break, the Xbox exclusive. He was originally the lead role, and has now been replaced by the guy from The Following.
Makes me kind of sad.
Basically, there's no big news. They just released a lot of key art for it, though. They showed like the poster, a drawn poster, as well as some art. It's pretty cool if you want to look that up. So it's images for Doctor Strange #1 for the comic book. Nothing else to go on the movie so far. In case I did actually read that incorrectly if I say it. This is news about.
This is all about the movie. This has nothing to do with the movie.
This is the comic. It's just yeah. So there's some key art to look at that, and that's Marvel / Disney / Star Wars news.
Excellent. Now we will bring it back to the better gaming news.
All right.
I am chock full of gaming news for us to talk about. So this is going to be our very first episode that includes a lightning round of gaming news.
Oh,
where
God.
we are going to limit everything we talk about to exactly 3.5 minutes.
Okay.
Oh God.
So,
Lightning round.
Lightning round begins in 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Afro Samurai release date announced.
Wait,
Afro
what?
Samurai 2 will be getting an episodic, volume-based release with 3 volumes, 1, 2, and 3. Volume 1 being released on PS4 and PC on September 22nd.
What kind of game is it?
I came a little bit.
Afro Samurai? Are you kidding me? You never
what
played
game a
Afro
little bit?
Samurai?
No, I know the show. What's the game gonna be?
You never played the first Afro
No,
Samurai?
I didn't play the first.
Hack
Oh
and
my
slash.
god!
I've
It's
seen
a
the
hack
show.
and slash action adventure.
I've seen the show,
It's like Devil May
It's
Cry.
the movie in the game.
Yeah,
Hack
it's
and
the
slash.
exact. It's the movie,
Yeah.
but you can play it, and it is so much
It
fun.
just, the way it said volume, I was worried. It's like, is this gonna be an adventure game again?
It is going to be so because they're doing it in a volume base. It'll be easier for consumers to consume. I see what I did there. But
Words.
as we discussed before, is it better for companies to release games in this way? So, for example, like we would probably have to wait another 6 to 7 months if they were going to release this as just a full product. But since they're not, we'll be able to replay what appears to be about 3 to 4 hours worth of content in this first volume. So you figure 3 to 4 hours. That means if each volume has 3 to 4 hours, we're looking at a 9 to 12 hour game.
That's a decent amount
which
of
is
length.
pretty dope.
For me
And
though, I would just be like, I said this point before, but I was like, I'd be impatient, man. I want it all now.
If you want to buy each volume separately, it's going to cost you about $15. So $45 for a full game, and we already know the quality of it. It looks stellar. Definitely check out some videos. It looks incredible in my opinion. The next piece of news,
All
that was
right.
probably less than 3.5 minutes.
Right, that was a minute and 45.
I'll be flooring it. I'm going to floor it now. This is not a game. This is real
not a
life.
game.
The next piece of news for Fallout 4 fans, for Fallout fans, they will be disappointed to know that DJ 3Dog will not be returning in Fallout 4.
That makes no sense.
So I am sorry for all of you hardcore Fallout fans. That is some bad news. But the good news is, I guess kind of good news, Xbox One owners will be getting the mods before PlayStation 4 owners, but it looks like it's going to just be a short period of time, somewhere between 2 weeks and 4 weeks.
Kind of makes sense. So.
So nothing drastic.
Makes a little
Well, it's
sense.
easier with the Windows 10 integration that
Yeah,
they're trying to do.
exactly.
So it's gonna
Another
just
piece
be
of Fallout
easier to
news
do.
is the whole. There was supposedly 1,500 lines of dialogue
Yes.
for your main character.
Yes.
Which
There's
is ridiculous.
a ridiculous
More
amount of
than the
dialogue.
other Fallout games in Skyrim combined or something like that. It was stupid. Like, what?
The next piece of incredible gaming news that I have for us, give me 1 second as I try to read. Sometimes it gets tough. Just gonna say, new Xbox One experience coming in November. So for those people who are part of the preview memberships, whatever they're called,
The Insider?
the newer experience will be launching this November for the general public and over the next couple weeks for preview members. which is 90% likely to be including backwards compatibility for Xbox 360 games, with Borderlands officially added to that list. I knew that was gonna make you warm and tingly.
I got wet.
There's a massive list of confirmed games, which is really exciting for people who can't get out of last generation. So that's pretty awesome.
Or who were broke until very recently, and only now we're able to afford the next gen console.
Some of the highlights that I see personally include Mass Effect, which we already knew about, Toy Soldiers, which, yes, as ridiculous as it sounds, I do enjoy that game. Viva Pinata, also ridiculous, but I know a lot of people who love it. Cameo, the entire Gears series, including Judgment, and some Banjo-Kazooie and stuff, which is
Forza Horizon and 4, maybe?
No Forza yet.
Probably be added.
But then again, the list will continue growing.
I mean,
we still have
it's not even
a ton of time before November.
anywhere near how many they're supposed to be putting out.
Exactly.
That's as a sidebar, since we have enough time for it. One thing bugs me. Did you see the whole Dishonored Definitive Edition thing
Correct.
come out? This reminded me, because, Borderlands has a definitive edition for Xbox One and PS4.
That does not
and it
include
runs great.
Borderlands 1.
Nope.
But it doesn't, which is
But
sad.
it's got Borderlands 2 and Borderlands the pre-sequel, which are really good in their own right, and it plays better. They perform better on both consoles than on the previous gen. Dishonored, both consoles, not actually all that upgraded. It just runs on the next console. It's both capped at 30 FPS on PS4 and Xbox One. Why even re-release it when I can get the Game of the Year edition for old gen for $20 instead of this new one for $40? Kind of irritating.
So it's very
Or
true.
just play the
guess-
better PC version.
I guess
right?
gamers like me are the reason that they do that. So I didn't play Dishonored on PS3, even though I had plenty of opportunity to, but it just never crossed my path for a game I wanted to play. Now that there's not so much of a lull in new games to play, but there is there's bigger breaks between interesting, fascinating releases. So I'm more willing to give a game like Dishonored a shot. Will I buy it on my PS3? Probably not, because I don't like bringing out my PS3 for anything. Not that I don't love my console, but it's just I don't want all that stuff in my living room.
Oh yeah, as always, with most re-released and remastered, this goes especially for State of Decay Year 1 Survival Edition, and Dishonored, and Borderlands. If you haven't played it, yes, the remaster will be a great experience. But if you've already played it, a lot of them are not worth repurchasing because the improvements are usually minimal. Or sometimes
true.
not at all in the case of Prototype Biohazard.
Oh, God.
All right, I think I ran this up a little bit.
That one ran a little bit longer, but that's
All
okay
right.
because the other ones ran really, really short.
3 minutes, 30 seconds, we got it.
In the next incredible piece of gaming news, with Tokyo Game Show coming next week, September 16th to be exact, Sony and Sega have partnered to start teasing some information regarding the possibility of a new Yakuza announcement for the West. Now, I know that not everyone loves the Yakuza, but I love Yakuza. I think that is one of the greatest games of all time.
It's not Jet Set Radio.
It's not Jet Set Radio, though, sadly.
Sega's getting ready to announce something. At Tokyo Game Show, they're bringing back a series. Yakuza. Fuck.
Yeah.
That's exactly
My
how you
friend of mine had the same reaction.
That was the moment. That was similar to the moment when Ubisoft acted like they were gonna announce Beyond Good and Evil 2 at E3, but then just went, haha, it's Ghost Recon.
got him.
Hey, man, Ghost Recon Wildlands looks amazing.
Yeah, as long as we keep talking about Beyond Good and Evil 2, I'm pretty sure eventually they'll have to say something.
They will say something. What they say is the question.
Well, it's yet to be determined.
Right.
Yes.
Say something.
Just say something.
Is it canceled or
Tell
is it
me
not?
anything.
Because last we understand, it's kind of canceled-ish.
I don't like reporting on rumors. So that first thing was not a rumor. It was definitely, it's already being advertised by Sony and Sega. Very interesting joint partnership. This next one is a rumor though. There's a possible leak of a new Vanillaware game. For those of you not familiar with Vanillaware, that's Dragon's Crown, Odin Sphere, exclusive for PS4 and PS Vita, by the codename Lexus, that was accidentally leaked on the same TGS page that confirmed Yakuza. So there's a strong chance there, and that's super exciting. We're gonna jump on to the very next thing, which is I'm sorry, guys, it tapped out of the app. It's so bad. Xseed announces The Legend of Heroes Trails of Cold Steel. Pause. If anybody has played Legend of Heroes, Heroes in the Sky? No, Trails in the Sky, you will know that is an amazing game, well designed, well written. And the Cold Steel is the sequel announced for PS Vita and PS3. So definitely showing some support for PS Vita. That is always exciting. Anytime we see anything announced for PlayStation Vita, kind of makes me smile a little bit, which is awesome. Wow, we are just firing away. There's just so much crap to say, which is awesome.
Should I look up even more for lightning round?
And because only one of us is a PlayStation fanboy too, so yeah.
Yeah, which is so I'm trying to be as open as possible. I've been announcing some stuff for
No, it's very true. But notice
there's some stuff everywhere.
The Sony
it's not
announcement
PC stuff,
apparently.
but there's some stuff everywhere. No, there's just not a lot of word from Microsoft, which there's no way to say this without sounding like a fanboy. So pause lightning round for a second. Microsoft showed all of their cards.
Yeah.
They did a hell of a job. They fucking slaughtered that round of the poker game. But there were still more chips to be taken.
Oh yeah.
And so they are now losing consistently because there are no new announcements. Like, they have more negative press recently. Well, not negative, but they have less positive press than they did before. For example, it was just broken that in Microsoft's first year in Japan with the Xbox One, they only sold 50,000 consoles. Like, that is atrocious, numerically atrocious, but still, not a relevant piece of gaming news as far as I'm concerned. So we skip over it.
It's also trying to dive into a market already heavily saturated with one console with name brand, with brand loyalty and everything like that.
Exactly.
So
it's tough to break into that. But what will get everyone excited, this is a PC announcement as well, for those PC mustards races out there.
PC Master, man, I'm just waiting for Destiny for the PC. That's all I'm really waiting on. That's not
gonna happen.
That's the news that I'm waiting on.
That's not gonna happen. Shovel Knight gets a new expansion.
I saw that.
Blade of Shadows. Not only is it getting a new expansion, but it got a release date.
And what release date is
coming out
that?
September 17th.
With co-op now.
Yes.
With multiple Shovel Knights.
And it comes as a free update. So,
So if you already own Shovel Knight, if you don't own Shovel Knight, pop on Steam, Humble Bundle.
If you got the PS4 version of PS4 version of Shovel Knight, you can play with Kratos. See it. It's pretty dope. They did a pretty good job of creating Kratos as a spray. Can't lie. Now, to really dive into the stuff that I was dying to get into, I have some fighting game news for the world. Pokken Tournament apparently plays like butter. It is the smoothest.
I was expecting that to be negative.
New fighting game franchise that has been shown off in a long time. I like to attribute that to the fact that it's designed by the people who make Tekken, but that's just me. So is
it like spreadable butter or that block of butter?
It's like when you go
or the squeezable
It's
butter.
like when you go to those fancy restaurants and they have that special butter, like the one that even tastes different than the one that's in your house.
Okay.
And you touch it with the knife and it automatically puts itself on your bread. And you're like, whatever. You just eat it.
You just touch it, it disappears and goes on your bread.
The butter's so good that by the time your main course comes out, you've eaten so much of the bread that you don't even want the rest anymore. You just take the food home with you.
It's a T-bone steak and you're like, nah, I want the bread. I want the bread.
I'm good. Texas Roadhouse style. Oh my God, Texas Roadhouse. God, that's so good. So that's Pokken Tournament for those Nintendo people. Then, here we go, Persona 5.
Oh, Persona 5.
Oh God.
Persona 5.
What? I feel like it's been a long time with Persona 4. Did they make Persona 4 and then a bunch of spin-offs?
They made a bunch of stuff in between Persona 4, but Persona 4 came out for PlayStation 2.
Yeah.
It's been almost 9 years
hasn't it?
since Persona 4.
Wasn't there a Persona 4 re-release?
Persona 4 Golden came out for Vita.
Okay.
And shipped a ridiculous amount. Like, they sold.
There was no PS3 version? I could have sworn there was a PS3.
There was no PS3 version of Persona. There was the PlayStation Classics you can purchase. So you can purchase the PS2 Classics for Persona 3 and Persona 4.
Wasn't there a Persona game where everyone dances?
Persona Dancing All Night for Vita. There was Persona Shadows of the Abyss for 3DS. And there was Persona Ultimax Fighting Arena or whatever it was, which was a fighting game which I loved for PS3, and I still play it because it's absolutely stellar. It is one of the best fighting games ever. But Persona 5, so there hasn't been any news for Persona 5 since its initial announcement, and now we get a small, mediocre, baby little, it'll be at TGS from Sega, which means, oh my God, Persona 5. They said it was coming out in 2015. There's about 16 weeks left of this year, so is it really coming out in 2015 is everybody's big question. That is the big question. That does it for the lightning round of gaming. But it does not conclude the gaming news that we have.
That was just the lightning round.
It was just the lightning round.
Let's see. The Taken King pre-Taken King Destiny update came out, which updated the guns,
Take it away, Al.
the stats, the light. I mean, what we need right now is Hensley and Wale.
Yo,
That's what we need right now.
I was gonna get back into Destiny, but then you started playing without me, and now even you have surpassed.
I was gonna
how far
catch
I
up
made
to.
it.
I mean,
So-
look, if you hop
I'm
on,
still at like a level
inviting
12.
people who haven't played it. If you're behind anyone, just like, nah, screw you. Go away.
Yeah,
we don't
it's
want
like,
you.
go away. We don't need you here anymore.
no,
sucks.
I would go back and play the missions to catch up to where I am.
Because that's all
'Cause
you
it
do
would
in
get
Destiny
me-
is go back and play the missions.
No, wrong.
That's all you
Wrong.
do is play
Wrong.
the same missions. And
Wrong.
you want to, and they will
all
make you
you
like it.
Wrong.
They will make you like it.
Wrong.
They will
I haven't
it's like
replayed
here.
a mission by the game's design once yet.
I have.
Not
I
once.
just ground when I played it.
Not once. Unless you're getting into the end game content with the strikes and the raids. That's different though.
Why is that okay, though?
Because it's an MMO, not a regular RPG.
Yeah, but...
It's like farming a
other
boss battle. That's what a
MMOs
strike is.
do better with that.
They do the same thing. You
They
go, you
keep
have a
making
boss
it
with the
content.
same area, with the same minions, with the same freaking placement, with the same boss.
Yes, but in other games, they actually reward you for it. And
What do you
Destiny
mean?
It's like, you might get rewarded, but we also might give you shit.
It's the same thing in other MMOs. This is how you know you don't play MMOs, man.
I played it.
No, because they do the same thing. You don't always get gear in the MMOs. You can get shit gear for
Yeah, but
15
you
runs.
can buy gear in the good MMOs. Destiny's
That's
like,
not a
we
good
don't have
thing,
a monetary system
That's
or
not a good
experience.
thing, though.
They are changing it for Destiny 1.5.
That's not a good thing.
And on top of on top of changing, the bot, Dinklebot into.
I want
Nolan
Dinklebot back.
It's a Nolan. It's
No,
a Nolan.
is
I
Nolan
want
Bot
Dinklebot
already
back.
here?
Yes,
Yeah.
I want
He sounds
Dinklebot
exactly
back.
the same, right?
No, he does not.
Everyone says he's still dry.
Whoa! Oh yeah, he's still dry, but he sounds like a completely different person. He has you can tell there's more emotion and inflection in his voice. I miss Dinklebot though. It's a goddamn AI robot.
Did that wizard still come from the moon?
Oh man! Look,
Come could be felt from everywhere. The wizard was coming from the moon.
I miss Dinklebot. I wish there was an option to do either one.
At least his
Personally.
dry voice made you aware you were going to be fed boring pie as you play this game.
Dialogue and story in the game is weak. Trust me, I know. It's weak to non-existent.
I will come
But
to
the gameplay makes up for that for me. 'Cause
surprisingly.
it's what it is.
Surprisingly, I will come to L's defense and say, for the time period that I played Destiny, it was a fun game for me to play. Like I had a blast playing it. I would come home and I was excited to play it. But then better games came out.
Alright. I will allow it. Let the record show.
Let the record show.
As allowed in the defense of Destiny on this date.
Personally, for me, I judge games like that. Overall score for me also counts longevity. Game like Destiny and like Borderlands, with
does
all
have-
the replayability. That's why I play RPGs.
It
a
has
lot, 'cause they have that
replayability.
replayability.
It has replayability. It has a
It's
fun
gonna
factor.
keep coming out with
I-
expansions. There's the PvP.
So the one
there's
thing I learned while playing Destiny, right? So I love playing games by myself. We've established that. But the one thing I learned while playing Destiny is that game is more fun when you play with people.
Borderlands is more fun
It
when
was
you play with people.
like,
Absolutely,
it was
Borderlands.
a
One of those,
completely
yeah.
different experience when I played it with people that I knew or did not know. But like when I played it with people, made that experience completely different.
Yep.
So
And
that
games
is-
with co-op a lot of times are like that. Almost
Yeah.
every game I've played with the co-op functionality has been leagues better with co-op.
That
You know?
that I can say is a fact.
All in favor? No, it's because when you have a game that you've played solo, those thoughts that you had in your head that you sprouted out and were like, there's no one here. I just said that to myself. You said it to another person and you're kind of looking at each other, you're watching each other's back, it becomes more tactical.
Yeah.
Because it's like, yo, to your left, watch your back. You know, it adds a new layer of depth to the game, and all co-op games have that. I love Destiny. It's so much fun. It's so much fun.
Such a good.
I'm late to the party, but it's so much fun.
You can never be late to the party as long as the party's still going.
I want to say late because I've gotten to level 15 before I got my PS4. So
You got to level 15 before I got to level 15. Day one, so
I have until the 15th to get to level 30 before I lose my
late
character.
to the party, you can check out my late to the party editorials on Hey It's Shit at WordPress.
what a shameless plug.
Shameless plug.
I only have two, but they're good.
On the topic of fun, let's take a moment to acknowledge and celebrate that yesterday was the 20th birthday of the PlayStation brand.
Yeah.
Like, it is a life-changing device, the PlayStation brand. It has done so much for us. Like, just think, like, there wouldn't be an Xbox to compete with PlayStation if PlayStation did not exist. Like,
Yeah, we would all be using Nintendos.
we would be using a Nintendo PlayStation, not a Sony PlayStation, because of Nintendo. Nintendo had taken up Sony's offer initially to help them design their next console. We wouldn't even be in this like console war. Who knows what we'd be going through right now? But like,
No.
you know, some
What
fun-
we
Maybe
need-
Utopia
no.
with like flying cars,
Yeah.
and robots, all this turmoil over the console
Apple
war.
would not have designed the iPhone. Like,
Yeah,
there'd be
just-
so much stuff that just would not exist.
We
if it wasn't
need
for PlayStation.
what we need is a Sony Microsoft console, because Microsoft, no matter how much you hate them, their software is on point,
Yes,
but their hardware could be is wanting.
and their
And Sony,
their game list leaves some to be desired.
and Sony is the opposite. Their hardware is great, but that software sometimes it's just it's just convenience. Combine them together, and that's the Utopia created. That's when time travel gets discovered. It's when Microsoft and Sony make a console together.
I was sitting watching
the Sony box.
You know, as much as I want to say
The
that's not
X-Station.
going to happen, imagine being a kid again, and your future self tells you, hey, you know how there's a Sega console and a Nintendo console? Well, one day in the future, these two companies will join forces. Would 8-year-old you believe that?
Absolutely not.
No.
There was no way that you were going to tell 8-year-old me that Sonic and Mario were going to race at the London Olympics. That shit was never going to happen.
8-year-old me would have said, "What the hell's a Sega?" Because I was broke.
Damn, see, that's terrible.
I was poor.
And that's the sad part. So, alongside celebrating the incredible 20th birthday of the PlayStation, yesterday was also the 16th birthday of the Sega Dreamcast.
Wow. Oh,
How old does that make you feel?
I have a Dreamcast at home.
I had a Dreamcast, but it didn't
occasionally
work
play
anymore,
it.
so like I just got rid of it, which was weird.
I think I own most of the games that were on it on something else now.
But it's definitely one of those things where you're just kind of like, wow, I am an old fart. Like I am 3 years older than the PlayStation brand. Like, that is incredible. How did I do it?
Oh my god! Holy shit!
Think about that. Think about that. Like this console that I feel like has always been a part of my life did not exist when I was 3 years old. And yet it is such a passionate part of my life.
Jesus, though.
Like I of course, like everybody else, I played Nintendo games, but I could never attribute my dedication to gaming to a Nintendo console. It's the PlayStation console, Time Crisis.
I think you could.
Ridge Racer, like
Nintendo.
Metal Gear
No,
Solid.
Nintendo was your gateway drug.
No, I don't think so, because I didn't play as much video games when I had a Nintendo. Like I had a Super Nintendo, I played Super Mario World, I played Mortal Kombat, I played Killer Instinct, and I can't even think of anything else I played on it. Like that was it. But when PlayStation came out, I was the guy that was opening the magazines at your corner store so I could get the demo discount. Like, that was my gateway drug, all right? Like, that was my crack cocaine, I'm telling you.
Yeah, but without Nintendo to open that door for you. Because Nintendo was a gateway drug to all of us, to a lot of us.
I don't know.
Because I remember spending hours upon hours playing Mario Party, playing Mario Kart, playing Smash Bros. With my friends and my cousins. And when I got my PS1, I was like, this is amazing, Spyro, Crash Bandicoot. I was like,
I never spent that much time playing Super Nintendo.
I was 3, so kind of like.
You know why I spent so much time playing Super Nintendo? My mom beat Super Mario World. She used to speedrun that game, and that's what got me into game, which makes no sense. After that game, she wouldn't even know how to touch a controller.
I think I played the Genesis more than I played the Super Nintendo, which is odd.
I don't really have much in the way of consoles. I had an NES, and then after that, didn't have much for a while. I mostly had PC. I stuck to PC. I missed out on 2 generations. N64, Super NES. Yeah, 2 generations.
You didn't miss much. N64 was crap.
You missed Super Mario 64, the first Smash Bros.
There was a lot of 64
and
stuff.
Mario Party. Yeah. That's all you really missed. And Banjo
Smash Brothers. There's a lot on 64. The Nintendo 64 kickstarted a lot of franchises.
Mm-hmm. The only game I ever played.
It defined shooters for a new generation.
I owned a N64, and the only game that I got with it was Paperboy. And there died N64.
I just remembered it all. No, I didn't have many consoles, but I had handhelds by Nintendo all the way through. I had the original Game Boy, I had the Game Boy Pocket, the Game Boy Color, the Game Boy Advance. I skipped on SP and Micro because they were the same thing. Got a DS, and most recently did get the 3DS.
The new one or 3DS? The regular 3DS?
The original 3DS, the small one. So a friend got it to me for cheap because she wanted the larger one, so I was like, yeah, sure.
The only Nintendo handheld that I didn't have much experience with was the 3DS, but I did have every Nintendo handheld.
I did have that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So as far as handheld gaming, that's definitely the gateway drug for me, was that. But then again, I don't play much handhelds now because I drive. So like I don't have the time, and then when you
used to take the bus every day to school,
that was the
go. That was when,
device. Like, there was nothing else.
Everybody remembers playing when they had these consoles, not consoles, handhelds, being in the back of your mom's car, and it's late at night, and you're playing your game, and you just gotta wait for streetlights to go by because you can't fly
you can't play in the dark.
And when you would turn on the car light, and your parents yell at you.
What are you doing?
You're just leaning,
close to the window
trying to get the lights. It's like you jump, pause, pause, go, go.
If you had any
today's kids will never know.
If you had any light up that, like my uncle who might not have gotten his money through the legalistic means, his car was nice and fancy back in the day, so he had the light up dash. So what I would do is I laid down. This was back when I was a smaller sumo. I laid down in the middle of it under the console, and I would use like the lights from the dash to try to play.
Today's kids will never know.
They will never
know the struggle switching batteries. God, putting batteries in the freezer.
You know what?
Remember putting batteries in the freezer to try to get more juice out of them?
So I'm gonna be honest with you. That is a good deal that GameStop has on this hybrid terabyte drive right now. $139 for 1 terabyte hybrid drive.
No,
why does GameStop sell terabyte drives?
Oh, for your PS4.
They're selling like 4 terabyte expansion drives.
That's not even what I was gonna say.
That's not a good deal, by the way. Go to Amazon. Get like $100.
I lost my train of thought by that.
I'm sorry.
Distraction.
We're sorry.
I don't even care anymore. Whatever. Fuck it.
Well, that's
GameStop's only good. GameStop's only good for midnight events. All right.
We got to the lightning round too fast. We blew our load too early.
This usually doesn't happen. I'm sorry. I'm usually much more robust.
We can't give them the full hour of entertainment.
We can't give them the full thing.
I mean, we gave them the full hour. They might not get the full hour in 20 minutes like we usually give them. So, yeah, Dreamcast turned 16, PlayStation turned 20, and I think that's everything.
Yeah, that's everything.
It's because we have Tokyo Game Show next week. So
We will
with
have
Tokyo
stuff
Game Show
for
next
Tokyo
week.
Oh yeah,
Game
we'll have
Show.
way more.
Holding out, please just wish with me. Jet Set Radio, please.
I am not holding out for Jet Set Radio.
Hold out for Jet Set Radio.
I am holding out for the new Square Enix announcement. They are talking about a new franchise that they're launching.
Hold on.
Yes.
Are you telling me that Square Enix is going to announce a thing?
Yes.
Stop the fucking presses.
They are going to announce something. I don't know what it will be. It will most likely be crap.
Final Fantasy 13-4.
Damn.
Lightning returns again.
Lightning returns. Oh wait, that's not lightning.
Final Fantasy 13-4. Lightning never left.
He was sitting on the toilet the whole time.
Oh man. Well, they say that they've got something up their sleeves, and I want to believe them because I'm a gullible little video game addict, so I believe it. But there's that's the other thing I needed to go over. So now I remember. With that said, Apple has fired away their new lineup for the fall.
Oh, yes.
The iPhone 6S and 6S Plus
And
in rose gold, the iPad Pro, and in a move to challenge the consoles in my living room, they announced an Apple TV that supports their full App Store, including games for Apple TV.
It's gonna be a controller, right?
The
That's what I saw.
control is like a Wiimote control.
No, I could have sworn I
And
saw
you
like
can-
a
you
pro
can buy
looking
other
controller.
pro controls and
Yeah, they
accessories.
said it was third party.
Right. Yeah.
That's actually
they're
good
gonna
news.
fail. They're gonna fail, just like Ouya did, just like Amazon
No,
Fire
no,
TV
they
no,
did.
no.
They
The
were gonna-
Ouya was great if you would
If you would
Ouya's
destroy,
problem
If
was
you root the Ouya, and it's a really good emulator.
Yeah, Ouya just had the problem of all it was a bunch of freeware that was crap.
Yes.
Didn't have any of the Android-powered games that were
Yeah.
actually on the Android store.
Once you
It was
rooted
just-
it gave you all of it, and it was a great emulator and great.
It was a good piece of hardware. It
games,
just didn't
yeah.
have stuff for it. Amazon, yeah, the less said about that, the better. This has Apple behind it.
Yeah. So the benefits of being an Apple product is the fact that people already have Apple products, so they're already excited.
They're gonna buy it
about
because it's
the
an Apple product.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They're already excited about this, so it has more potential. Now, where they do have the limits, currently it only stores 200 megabytes per app can be stored on the console.
What the heck?
What?
So that is nothing. But I mean, it's not the craziest thing you've ever heard, because back in the day, Microsoft only supported 250 megabytes for
Yeah, but
games
Yeah, it's
on
like-
Xbox.
It's
Live
2015.
Fact. It
How
can
am I
be.
supposed to play Asphalt 8?
It can be
Right?
adjusted. It can be adjusted in a future software update. So there's potential there.
Is there a better racing game on mobile than
Then
Asphalt
Asphalt
8?
8, I don't know.
Probably not.
That game was amazing. I always go back to it when I need a race.
I have it on my Windows 10. I have it on my Android. I deleted it from my Android because I didn't have space, but I love it. Even though it's like it's not even like super special. It's just plain fun.
And it's polished.
But now we won't
Everything
be able
works.
to play with this limit though. It needs
Probably
at least
not.
a gig and a half.
Yeah, probably not. Unless they
I wonder
optimize it for it.
I wonder what the power of that thing would be then. Maybe there's just not enough power in the.
No, it
Apple
supposedly
TV?
has the same capacity. It's a 60. It can go up to 64 gigs of storage, but processing wise, it supposedly has the same processing power as modern day consoles. Now, how they define modern day consoles is very
I
interesting.
think they're looking at a Wii.
Right, because
I think they might be looking at a Wii.
if you consider a Wii U, that's still a modern day console, nowhere near as powerful as a PS4 or Xbox One.
But powerful enough to run Asphalt 8.
Yeah,
Truth.
very true.
Truth.
Very true.
Which is not on, but it could do it.
You could do it. So that is officially everything we have
All right.
for gaming news this week.
So without further ado, I think if we want to find out more about us, what can we do?
We can search for Super VEGA on Google and find all the fascinating stuff that comes up. I literally take up like a good 2 pages by myself on Google. It's SOOPERVEGA.
SOOPER.
Any projects coming up?
SooperVega.com has been revitalized. I've started blogging and dumping back into my journalism and author roots, so I've been writing again, which is awesome. I've got some cool stuff in the works with my man CHET. We are working on some nice episodes and a cool little series that's going to be airing soon. Got a nice book in the works. Got some comic stuff in the works. Got a lot of stuff in the works. My album's coming out October 16th. So there's a lot of stuff dropping. You can also follow me on Instagram because Twitter's officially dead since it didn't show up as an app on the mock-up iPhones that were shown during the Apple event. So Twitter has died. That's how I look at it, because the same thing happened to MySpace. The first year MySpace didn't show up at an Apple event, MySpace was no longer existent. So follow me on Instagram at @SooperVEGA, and we will have some fun chatting it up. Yeah, I think that's everything for me. What about you, Chet?
All right, so you can see what I'm up to. I'm Hey It's Chet on Twitter. Hey_it's_Chet. You can find Hey It's Chet at WordPress, where my article I was talking about earlier is called Metal Gear Phantom Snake: The Rise of Amber Fox, which I talk about playing as a female recruit. You can also, in Metal Gear. As if they didn't know that. As if they didn't know that.
I was about to be like, Chet, is there something you need to tip? You got some explaining to do.
The other is that you can check out, I'm going to post another mix soon, #NotARealDJ. And I will also have a new video going up on the net on my Hey It's Chet YouTube page. It's going to be another pretentious beverage tasting with my sister. Should be pretty fun. And I think that's all I got in the pipeline right now. So,
what about you, Mr. Al Sumo? We just talked about how Twitter died, so we're gonna have to transition you to Instagram.
Yeah, I'm gonna transition me to the Instagrams because I
refuse.
I failed how to Twitter. I kind of sat on it and for a little too long, and it died. I'm sorry, everybody on the Twitter. You might hear this sultry voice on any of their projects. Who knows? Maybe it'll be a surprise.
This sultry voice. It's warm, delicate, moist.
Warm, delicate,
moist,
panty, moistening,
moist,
moist.
We just triggered so many people.
You might hear me. I'm working on the projects with them. I work as VEGA security guard sometimes too. You'll see us together a bunch of times actually.
Oh yeah. And now that we're getting back into Instagram, we're gonna start taking a lot of pictures together.
Oh Jesus.
They're gonna be a lot of ridiculous pictures. It's gonna be, how did those two guys fit in the same screen?
He bought the extra wide lens. That's what he did. He bought the extra wide lens. And then I'm kind of just working on some stuff on the back burner. And once anything's concrete, I'll let you guys know.
Word up. With Destiny, the Taken King releasing next week, feel free to join myself and El Sumo on the PlayStation Network. I am terrible. El Sumo is pretty good. And combined, we average mediocre. So this should work well.
You bring down my 8 score to a 3 with your -5.
That's some pretty bad stuff.
It averages it out.
I'm actually not that bad at Destiny. I haven't played in a while, so I have to get reacquainted with the buttons. It's not gonna happen until I get tired of playing Metal Gear, which probably won't ever happen. So,
yeah,
but I will be buying Destiny day one. The Taken King.
I pre-ordered it.
This way, I can join you guys playing at least for the first couple weeks.
Yeah.
I'll probably be placing Forza 6. That's coming out too.
Oh, right. There's other games coming out.
And actually, the good news for fans who wanted the specialty controller that was only going to come bundled with the console, you can get the specialty Forza 6 controller from the Microsoft website.
Oh, dope.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I probably will get that. All right, I think that's it.
Yeah.
In an effort to one-up the Xbox news, you can also get the 20th anniversary PlayStation remote at any GameStop.
Yeah, I saw that and I was
Just
like,
GameStop,
I might buy
though?
that.
Just GameStop.
Okay.
GameStop.
GameStop.
And I'm kind of sad I can't pick it up in a real store either.
Oh!
Super Friend? Away!
Come at me, bro.